Hi there. So, I recently received a Kickstarter package from Boom Studios. This is a John Allison Kickstarter. He's my favourite comic book author. He's British and I think he's really funny and he's done some great series, one of which is Giant Days. Now, the Kickstarter was for either Giant Days library editions or the completion of the Giant Days Not on the Test series. These essentially are standard sized hardcovers, but they have a nice presentation in the form of a sort of Hessian backed hardcover that just make them a little bit more special, I suppose. And they've got this nice feel to them. I'll show you a close up of them under the desk camera in a minute so you can see. But the box has arrived. It is here, and we are going to have a first look to see what we get. I got a thought of not mid-tier but a sort of higher mid-tier package. As you know, with Kickstarter there are loads of different packages you can get. Didn't want the library editions, but we'll go over what I got as I'm chatting as we're opening up the package. But look, let's have a look and see if these are worth getting. And I'm sure, as with most Kickstarters, they always seem to produce extra copies that suddenly appear on the open market, so it's likely you'll be able to buy these anyway from a retailer such as Amazon or something in a few months. So let's have a look. Right then, so first things first, let's have a look at the original ones that we got. These are all still widely available. And get them through Amazon, things like that. I'll shove the prices up just so you can see by way of example. But they are a standard sized hardcover. They've got this Hessian style back into it, so it's got a sort of textured finish to it, so it feels like a notebook or a journal, and it's got like an embossed cover. There's no dust covers with them. Came in these three colours, each with one of the main characters' faces on them, and you get some extras in the back. They're really well bound. They got a sewn binding, excellent print quality, and they just feel like something a little special. You know, I don't necessarily need to have library sized editions. If they were omnibus size, okay, but these fit nicely in the hand, and they work really well. You get some sketches in the back, and you also get some original sort of comics drawn by John Allison in there. John Allison does a lot of his work in webcomics, and then they sort of do or don't make it to publication in print. It's totally worth signing up to his Patreon on the standard tier, because you get some really good full comics sent through to you before they are released page by page on each week online. But you can still go online and read about all the characters. The other thing is that for these books, they're all set in the same universe. I don't think it's necessarily got a name, but it's all sort of the Giant Days, Bad Machinery, Tackleford universe, and all the characters through his series have grown and developed, unlike, say, the big two where people are sort of stuck in this permanent age bracket. And it's really, really good. It's probably the best continuous universe and the widest continuous universe that I think has ever been created in comic books. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, the number of characters and the way it's aged is fantastic, and he's got a really good sense of humour. So anyway, here's the box. Got some bubble wrap. So what we've got, Sheffield University. So, these are like the student ID cards. So these were a tier, I think, when they hit a target. So you get one for Susan, Esther, Daisy, Ed, and McGraw. Not sure what I'm going to do with those other than put them on the side somewhere, but they're sort of a nice little thing to have, I suppose. Next up, we've got a quotable Giant Days. This was something that was in the Kickstarter, regardless of whether or not they reached a certain level. It's just, what is it? It's a small sort of coffee pocket-sized book, I suppose you'd call it, like a sort of little coffee table type book, stocking filler. Oh yeah, it's just got quotes, and sort of images taken from the book in there. I mean, it's fine. It's a nice little thing to have to put on the shelf and have with my collection. Might find its way into something for my niece, probably Christmas stocking filler for my niece. Now next thing, Wicked Things Circus Windows. Oh, so this is one of his web comics, I think, that has been put into a print version. So it's got a backing board in there. Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. This is one of his web comics. This follows characters from his Bad Machinery books. Is it Charlotte? Yeah, Charlotte. And they solve a mystery. To explain who the characters are would probably take too long. But if you go and have a look online, you can read all of these books for free on his website, or you can buy them as full sort of PDF downloads for next to nothing, and it's totally worth getting them all. Oh, we won't wrap that up now. Put that there. Now here's the meat of it, the books. Okay, so you've got 4 books here because I got the package where I got the missing books from it. So this is the entire series. First thing I notice, obviously, is you're keeping the different colours and you've got different characters on there, fine. But they do not have the same finish. They're not made from the same material as the originals. These have got standard sort of smooth finishes to them, as opposed to the textured surface on the originals, which is annoying because it doesn't feel like a proper set. And if I'm paying for these to be specifically made for me, I would like them to be in the same materials.
So just a quick note to say that library editions will be available to the public starting in September, and they're sort of going to drip feed them out every month or so. So if you want, you can get those.
I have had a message come through that I didn't quite understand until now from Boom, saying that loads of people have complained about this and that they are thinking of redoing the print run in order to put them out in the new materials. In the old materials. I imagine that once these other copies are returned, they will probably go on sale to the wider public, and it will probably be specified in their description that they have a different textured finish to the cover. I don't know that for sure. This is all, the email was very much, we are making inquiries to see if this can happen. They've also offered that I can have library editions of all these books, but that makes no sense because I've got the originals. I've also got, as part of the package, a full set of digital library editions that I've downloaded as well. So yeah, a little disappointed in that. Obviously the quality otherwise is exceptionally high. It's the same embossed finish, same great binding. They were saying something about the fact that if they used the sort of textured cover, it would affect the binding, which I think is bollocks, to be honest. Because I don't see how what you cover the cardboard of the cover in would affect how the ribbon is bound, but because that just gets inserted into it. But we'll see whether that's something they got called out on shortly after. I don't know. I'm not really getting into any dramas on that. But otherwise, look, print quality is great. You get all the stories. What else do we get in the back here? You get lots of extras in the way of sketches. John Allison does like writing an essay or two, if you follow him online. So I wonder if there's any of those in there. But it's a cover gallery, sketches in that one. What have we got on these? Go to the last one. Third year. So this should be the end of it. Yeah. So obviously what you get here is the very end of them leaving university, because the series is about them leaving going through university, and you get the follow-ups to see where they are after they've left, which is good. What do we get back here? Oh yes, and you do get some ones written and drawn by John Allison in the back, which is great. A little short story there. You get cover galleries, more sketch galleries in that one, which is fine. This one. Get no new John Allison ones, but I thought they might have snuck in some of his other web comics perhaps, but they haven't. Just more cover galleries in that one, which is fine. Again, I'm here for the stories, not all the extras really. And then just a short cover gallery in that one. But yeah, a great series to get. I'm not disappointed by the quality of anything on it other than the change in materials, which just seems weird. Whether that was a cost-cutting exercise, I don't know. I suspect it's more that someone just dropped a bollock and just went, yeah, it's fine, we do all the colours, we do all that, and then they didn't realise that they should have checked what the finish on the original books was, and they just ran it through the printers, and then everyone kicked off about it. But that's the Giant Days not on the test package that I got. As I say, I think these will probably be available on the open market if they do another print run. Disappointing if they don't change the materials and they just say tough, but we'll see. I suppose the trouble is it loses them faith in any future Kickstarters if they don't remedy this. So we'll see what comes of it. But it's nice just to have John Allison's stuff printed in a good format. I mean, I'd be happy if all of his webcomics, including the Bad Machinery stuff, which isn't in the best format from Oni, just came out in the standard sized hardcovers. I mean, they're good for the shelf, easy to store, they look great. Not everything needs to be omnibus sized, but yeah, if he started producing his webcomics in that format, I'd be really, really pleased, and you'd have a customer here, certainly. So hope that's helped anyone that was wondering what you get with these Kickstarters, and I would say go out and look up John Allison and read some of his stories, because they are fantastic and they've got a great sense of humour. Oh, let me know, by the way, if you ordered this set and if you were as disappointed with the change in materials as I was. And thanks for watching.